Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're viewing this. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Thanks for joining me. If you find anything in this video that's worth your time, gives you any value at all, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a follow, give me a comment, give me something. I'm trying to share my journey with you, and I like hearing about your journey as well. And the journey sucks right now, right? But it's bound to turn around. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. So the Fed is making their decision on how much they're going to raise rates by here in like 6-7 minutes, I think. Have the TV on over here, so maybe I'll update it while we're talking. But so the market today stock market is up a little bit in advance of their decision. The consensus, I think, at this point is that the Fed will raise rates by 75 bips. There's rumors out there that they're going to do it by 100 bips. I'm not convinced that they're going to do it by 75 bips. We're going to find out in 7.5 minutes. They've communicated in the past that they're committed to 50 bips, but there's the rumor going around that they're going to do it 75 bips, and that maybe the Fed kind of threw it out there, hinted at that. That was their rumor, right? They started that rumor. So we'll see in 7.5 minutes. But excuse me. Still have that COVID cough going on. I got to get rid of it at some point. But so maybe the Fed is going to raise it by 75 bips. I tend to think that they're going to do 50 bips with the comment that comes out and says, well, maybe next month we'll do it 75 bips. But we'll see. I was wrong on the CPI number. I thought it might come in less than expected, and it came in actually a little bit higher, based on, there was a rumor beforehand, the day before, that it was going to come out higher, and it did. So when I start hearing rumors like that, I kind of take the opposite approach. But the stock market, whatever is going to happen today, if it's 75 bips or 50 bips, is up. And the DXY is, sort of flat. So it's going to be interesting here in 7 minutes to see what happens to those, because I'm thinking that if they come in, if they decide to go 100 bips, one full percentage point, I think the market is not going to react very favorably, right? That'd be a surprise. The market is going to tank, and that includes Bitcoin and crypto. If they come in at 75 bips, I really don't know what the market will do. I think, like I said, the consensus now, I think, is that they're going to raise it 75 bips. So I think the market would just kind of stay flat and wait for more numbers to come out in the next month. If they say 50 bips, I think the market might rally a little bit. Some weaker than expected retail numbers came out this morning, so I don't know if that'll influence the Fed and what they do, on today as well. So we'll see. Like 5 minutes left. So how about crypto? How about Bitcoin? Look at this. So first of all, we're basically at 21,000 right now, and we are at 21,200. It's kind of gone up. It was at 20,600 right before I started the video. So it's kind of gone up a little bit here, in the minutes before the meeting, before the Fed's announcement. But look at this. 9 days in a row we've gone down, including breaking my support line up here. And when we broke my support line, right, then, the selling really accelerated. So to me, that tells me my support line was valid. That tells me that support line is valid. And now it tells me that resistance line is valid. So like I said previously, I'm not going to be excited until Bitcoin gets above this resistance line. Now, when will that be? I don't know. It could be, it'll get there eventually. It'll get there. That resistance line is going down into the right? So eventually that'll come down to 20,000 if we stay down at these levels for 5 months. But I don't think it'll take that long. I think the most will be back to that resistance line and above it in 3 months at most, in my opinion. It's not financial advice. You got to do what you got to do. But the real risk is, I said before we broke my support line, excuse me, COVID cough. Man, I got to get rid of that. Before we broke my support line, I talked about if we go down to that $20,000 level, my fear is that because that's what everybody's expecting, we're going to go to 20,000. We're going to hang out there for a few days, which we've done, right? 20 to 22,000. We've been hanging out here, just kind of going sideways for 3 days. My fear is that then the market will really punish Bitcoin and crypto and send Bitcoin down to like 15K. And, you know, the rumor is that Celsius, their entire position will be liquidated at like 16,000 something. So, I mean, could that really happen? Could we, for example, on Bitcoin here, crash down to 16,000, you know, come all the way down here on a wick and then rebound? You know, 9 days in a row. 9 days in a row we've been down. And I went back, you know, a couple years, and we have never gone down 9 days in a row without some green. So, you know, here was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we had a little green rebound, you know, when we got down to my resistance line. And then we went sideways. But 9 days in a row down. I mean, here it was only, you know, it was 1, 2, 3, a little 1, 4, 5. So 5 out of 6 days, and then some relief. You know, here was like 4 days, and then some relief. Here was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and then some relief. You know, 9 days in a row going straight down just doesn't happen that much. The last time anything comparable was like a year ago, like right here. You know, first of all, we had 2 days and then a little bit of green candle, one big red one, and then two short little green candles, and then we, you know, went down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So really, it was like 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 11 days we went down, but it wasn't 9 days in a row. So, and you know, here it's kind of similar. 1 and then a green, but 1, 2, 3, 4, then a green, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like 9 out of 11 days we went down, but we had some green. And then look at this. I mean, so this is kind of comparable right here, right? This time frame. So we, you know, we went down. We'll start it here on this day. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a green. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10 days we went down. And then what happened on that 11th day, right? So we started that day, we opened at 49,000 and closed it at 54. So we had like a $5,000 pump. Could something like that be in the offing, especially after the Fed announcement here? I don't know, maybe we get a relief up to, you know, a $5,000 pump would almost bring us right back to my resistance line. Maybe we come up to the resistance line in the next couple days and get rejected off of it again. You know, that's at 26,000. So that'd be like a $5,000 pump, $5,500 pump. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I am very interested to see what happens here in 5 minutes when the Fed announces. Less than 5 minutes, it's a couple of minutes. So we'll see. But how, you know, so every week, I started this channel like 6 weeks ago. And every week I've been telling you since day one on this channel that in my opinion, not financial advice, you do what you got to do. Ethereum will outpace, you know, new money put in today in ADA will outpace Ethereum and Bitcoin. And new money put in today in ADA and Ethereum will outpace Bitcoin. And we put, as an experiment, I show my work, right? I'm showing you what I'm doing. I'm showing you the evidence, right? I told you, so we're putting in $100 every week, and we've done it for 6 weeks straight. Well, how's our results looking? Right? Look at this. ADA is dominating this competition. Every day, ADA's outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum is lagging, granted, but I said by the end of the year, this will happen. And I still think by the end of the year, Ethereum will outpace Bitcoin. We're losing money on all of them, but ADA is crushing the competition. And what did I tell you about ADA a couple weeks ago now? Excuse me. Sorry about that. ADA, BTC chart on Coinbase, the weekly. I told you about 2 weeks ago that this was the most bullish chart on crypto, in crypto, right? Look at this. I told you back here when one ADA was worth about 0.000019 Bitcoin, right about there on this day before we broke this downward resistance, red resistance line. Told you before we broke it. And, you know, the next week we kind of settled right on top of it. We closed right on top of it. And then this week we wicked down. Look at that. We wicked down right onto the resistance, and now we've taken off. And we're up. That ADA trade is up about 20% versus Bitcoin in just the 2 weeks since I told you. Fed raised their rates by 75 bips. So the rumors were true. The Fed, you know, I think put out that rumor in advance so the market wouldn't be surprised. So let's take a quick look at at how the market is reacting. And like I said, I don't anticipate much of a reaction. So it's up a 1.7 the Nasdaq, so it went down to 1.3, 1.4. It's kind of just staying flat, right? So not much of a reaction. 1.6 actually. So maybe we're gonna retain the gains we had today. I mean, the market has gotten crushed so bad. How's crypto reacting? Let's take a quick look. We'll go to BTC. That's the easiest one to tell how the market's reacting to the Fed funds rate, 75 bip increase. And we got to go daily. I'll go to the daily real quick. So we were at where are we going? We're at 21 essentially when they announced, and we're at 20,800. So again, it's kind of staying flat. Not much movement on any of this that I'm seeing. So that was kind of anticipated, right? I said right before the Fed announced their decision that I didn't anticipate much of a move if they came in at 75 bips. 50 bips, I thought it might go up. 100 bips, 1% increase, thought it would go down, the markets, and as anticipated. So, again, I don't think there's much that's changed here in the last 24 hours since I made my last video. I'm not going to get excited about Bitcoin until we reach my resistance line here. And we're quite a ways from it. And get to my resistance line and surpass my resistance line, right? The old support line that is now resistance. So that's what I'm looking for as far as Bitcoin. I'm not going to get excited about it until we come back up here and get to this resistance. If it happened on June 27th, that's at 26,200 about approximately. So it's quite a ways away. And I still have this support line down here at $9,000. And we talked about it yesterday. I really don't think we're going to get down there, but that's a resistance. That's a support line that goes back over a year. If we can go back, look at that. Look how that line is held, a year ago. It held perfectly. And so it's still there. I really don't see us getting down to it. That's the ultimate bear scenario, right? Going down to 9,000. But like I said, I would not be surprised if we have a wick down to 16 something, just to kind of test the waters on all these entities, that are on the verge of a liquidity crisis and being liquidated because they don't have enough reserves, enough crypto in reserve to meet obligations. So we'll see. 9 days in a row down, I think a relief bounce of some sort is coming, and probably a significant one. You can't have just 9 straight days down. We looked at that one example where it was like 9 out of 10 or 9 out of 11 days where we went down about this much, and we had a $5,000 rally. So I think that's what we can expect, is some sort of significant bounce at some point here in the next few days, if not week, right? So we can't just keep going down like this. So I just want to check the markets one more time. So Bitcoin's going down a little bit. We're back to where we were before this is where we were right before the market, or they announced the 75 bip increase. We were a little higher when they announced it. And the stock market, we'll see. It takes a second to update here. Yeah, it's kind of staying flat, maybe down a little bit since the Fed announced, and the DXY about flat as well. So not much reaction from the markets on the 75 bip increase. So it is what it is. So the other thing is my second most bullish chart. ADA is performing exactly like I told you it would. It's beautiful, and it has a lot more to run. And like I said, I'm waiting on ADA for a 3x versus Bitcoin. Right now we're only at a 20% increase versus Bitcoin. I'm waiting for a 3x on the majority of what I put in there. So let's look at my other one. My second most bullish chart in crypto is ETH. ETH versus Bitcoin. And we're again doing Coinbase, the weekly chart. So look at that. We're right on that line. I told you about it when one ETH was 0.052 ETH or at Bitcoin, and now we're down a little bit at 0.05183. So we're down a little bit. We're right on this support line, and that's That's where I told you about it, right? Is right when we were on this support line. So we'll see. I think we're going to bounce off this support line, and soon. ETH is getting more hammered because of the entities involved in the ongoing liquidity crisis, like Celsius. You know, they're messing around. They're with, you know, their ETH transactions, and they're staking ETH, and it's a mess, right? And so I think ETH is getting hurt a little bit more. But once all this resolves itself, and hopefully soon, hopefully, you know, either way, we wick down to 16 and Celsius ceases to exist, or say that 5 times fast. Celsius ceases. It's a good tongue twister. Or you know, we have a bounce to 30K, and you know, all this goes to, you know, the wayside. But I don't think a bounce to 30K is in the offing. You know, I think maybe a bounce to 25,000 might be in the cards here pretty soon. So we'll see. Hang tough, stick with it. You know, we have a lot more room to run on ADA. A lot more room to run. Our ADA call has been perfect so far. Perfect. Our ETH call, you know, it took a week or two for our ADA call to start really showing some results. It might take a week or two for ETH to start showing some results, but it is going to bounce against Bitcoin. It will outperform Bitcoin by the end of the year. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Thank you for watching. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a comment. I appreciate all you watching. I appreciate all, you know, the people that come here daily. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Stick with it. The end is in sight. I promise. It's coming. We will rebound. Thank you all. I love you. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Have a great day. Bye.